Hey guys, this is Amy with Stick with the Plan, and today we're going to talk about busting out of our cage. Stay right here, we'll get right into it. So glad you joined me today. Just thinking about one of my favorite ladies, Princess Diana, and how that she didn't let a royal mold or what people thought a princess should be shape who she was. She let her compassion out. You know, the royals, before they were very cold and they didn't like to touch people or hug them, and she really just reached out to them and showed her heart and loved them. One of my favorite stories about her is they said when the reporters weren't around and the cameras weren't on, she was in the back of a hospital just hugging this man that was about to die. And they said she just whispered in his ear, "There's always hope." She let the compassion in her heart just bust her out of any cage or any mold of any princess before her. She was known as the people's princess. You know, many times in our life, other people's opinions will try to cage us or be like something that would try to hold us in or hold our dreams in. But the only opinion that should matter to us is God's opinion. I can remember being in high school and in French class. This was French too, and I was really good at all the written assignments, and I could ace the written test, but it was a different thing when it came to speaking the language. I had just finished a skit before the class, and my teacher looked at me and said, "Amy, you speak the French language like Fran Drescher speaks English." And I thought, oh, I wanted to say thank you at first because I love the nanny. And then I was like, hey, you think I butcher the French language? But that put a limitation on me, someone else's opinion. You know, I didn't go on to honors French 3 or 4 because, of those words that my teacher said. I mean, he came to me the next year and said, "Why aren't you in French 3? And I said, "Because you made fun of me in front of the class." He might have been joking, but those words shaped me and put me, kind of held me down. We can't let other people's opinions, dictate that much to our life. I have a good friend, Aaron Cook, that recently I was in a church service with him in Louisville, Kentucky. And I had known him to be a head usher, a minister at this church, but I had never seen him up on stage leading worship. And there he was, singing and playing the guitar. It was so powerful and anointed. And I looked to my neighbor and said, "I didn't know he could sing." And they said, "Well, he just started last month." And I thought, how do you sing like that? You only started last month. So I spoke with him after the service, and he said, I said, "Are you leading worship now?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I didn't know you could sing." He said, "I really hadn't before." He said, "I was in high school, and he had sang a song in front of some girls, and they said, 'Oh, you can't sing. Don't do that anymore.'" And he said that really limited him. That really, he thought, well, I shouldn't sing anymore. And it wasn't until he was at a men's conference a couple of weeks ago and the Lord just spoke to his heart and just, busted out of that fear or that cage that those other people's opinion had put that gift in. The Lord spoke to him and said, "No, it's time for you to just go out into this worship gift that I've given you." And, he went back to his church and they heard him, and, he's leading such powerful songs now. You can tell the hand of God is on him. See, when I see that, I can see how people's words and opinions have held so many of us back. Remember, there's only one opinion that matters, and that's God. And if you remember Philippians 4:13, that says that, we can do all things that God's called us to because it's Christ giving us that strength. Another verse I love comes out of Psalms. It's 107 in verse 14. It says he's taken us out of darkness, he's brought us out of death, and he has busted those chains into pieces that were on us. You busted out of your cage through Jesus today. Just knowing that will help you stick to the plans he has for you. I love you, love you, love you all. Thank you for all your likes, your love, especially your shares. Our team is just growing every week. All your comments and testimony, what an encouragement it is to us. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up, turn on that bell. If you're on Facebook, like our page because every week we have a brand new video. I'll see you again Thursday.